everybody, welcome back to Brit's Big Plans. My name is Brittany, and today I'm actually going to be giving you a twofer. I'm going to be planning next week, which is the first week of April, and as a result, I am also going to be planning the month of April. So let's start with our monthly layout. So this was my March layout. This is when spring break was at work. To me, March is very green. I don't know. Green is just March's color, and that's just how it is. So I did March in mostly green stuff. I've got a lot of basketball things happening here, but not super exciting in terms of events. Then April, I've got quite a few events that I'm going to be writing down. So here's my Post-it notes that have them written down. I am going to do the month and the week sort of in the same theme. So that's going to be basically pretty springly dressed girls and flowers. So the first thing I'm going to do right now is to just sort of get the layout down on how I want to arrange my flowers and my girls, and then I will do that and we will go from there. Okay, so now that I have my decorations down, I'm going to start putting my specific dates in here that I need on my calendar. So the first one on my list is Easter. It is on April 18th. Well, excuse me. It is on April 20th this year, but because that's a Sunday, my university has Good Friday off, which is the 18th. So I'm going to mark the 18th and the 20th with some flower stickers, well, they're not stickers, they're pet tape that I'm cutting out, but just to stay on theme. I'm over here cutting these out off camera, but I want to stay on theme, so I will use my little flowers to keep that going. On my little Post-it note, all I wrote was Easter. That's why I misspoke a minute ago. It's our Easter holiday, which is not actually on Easter. And I just went off the side of the page. So this is not the first time I've had to do this, and this will not be the last, but when I go off the page, I have to come in here and trim my little stickers. I think I just cut some of the page off. That's all right, we're fine. So then I need to label them, and I think, do I want to use a dark purple? See, the problem is now I have to decide colors, and I should have done this before. I'm going to go with a lighter purple, not dark purple. So, Good Friday, no classes. And then maybe I'll use... No, I'll use this. I'll just write it fancy. Give it a little heart because that's a very important day. If you're new to my channel, you'll see here in a minute when we go to my weekly setup that I I am a Christian and I write my Bible readings in here. So, as such, I am concerned about when Easter is, and it matters. So anyways, that's Easter. The next few things that I'm going to put have to do with my schedule for school. Specifically, we are done with final exams by the end of the month. And as a result, we have reading day on the 23rd, which is like a day of no classes right before exams. And I'm actually going to color this one in. So classes end on the 22nd. The 23rd is a day of nothing, and then exams start on the 24th. And I'm going to outline this with a darker pink here. With super straight lines, as you can tell. Whee! I'm gonna make it look like it was on purpose. Okay. So when this dries, I'm going to come back maybe with my dark purple and write reading day on there. But for now, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to leave it, and then, because things tend to bleed if you don't wait until the marker is dry. So. Okay, so that's exam week. I have exams on, let me see. I do not have my exams written down. Oh no, I'm gonna have to come back and do that. I believe my exams are Friday and Monday, but I don't know that for sure. So I'm gonna have to come back later and write that down. Okay, the next thing, I have a couple of meetings. We have, let's see. On the 15th, that doesn't make sense. Faculty meetings are not usually on a Tuesday. Hold that thought. Okay, I'm back. I definitely wrote down the date wrong. It's on the 14th. I was very confused, but now I am not confused. And I normally write with my Esterbrook Cobalt, but I have my Esterbrook Estie Oversize. This is the Tanzanite Sparkle. I have a Ministub in this, and it's just Pilot Iroshizuku Kon-Peki. However, I will say that I had previously had a shimmer ink in here and apparently did not get it super clean. So it's Kon-Peki with a wee little bit of sparkle. So I'm going to use this instead for my meeting. I have a couple of other final work things that are important here. We have our student research symposium on the 16th that I need to put down, and then the honors convocation on the 3rd that I need to put down, and one more thing. What was it? Oh, and just a note to myself that the course evaluations are open. So those are the ones I need stickers for, and now to write them down. Okay, that's everything that I have for work. I'm going to come back here, go ahead and write in reading day. right, the only other things that I have to add is there are a couple of birthdays that I want to keep track of this month, and I think I want to try to use a sticker. So it's really just a question of what sticker. Oh no. Okay, well, I'm gonna try to make this work the best that I can. I accidentally ripped that sticker, so I'm gonna cut. It wasn't a straight line, but now I have a straight line, and I'm gonna have it sticking out of the side of the box. So I do have a family birthday on the 15th, and I have another birthday on the 25th, so I'm still looking for what I'm gonna use for that. I'm going to leave names off for those just for privacy purposes. But now we're gonna go and plan this week, which is the week of March 31st. So this was the current week. It is now Sunday. I did not get this video filmed on Saturday like I was hoping to because I was doing a bunch of other stuff, but we're gonna go ahead and get next week planned out. First, I'm gonna put down my decorations. Remember, I wanted to continue the theme, and I'm tired of putting everything right there. I think I may put her over here and then give me some flowers around the edge. Well, I think I'm gonna do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these things cut so that I can get them put down. So now I have all of my little decorations. I made a border with my flowers here because if you have, been with me a while, you know that I put my Bible verses down here. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that as soon as I decide what color I want to use. I think I'll use purple. So this is my Papa J Woodworks pen. It's got the floral finial here. This cap glows in the dark, and this is raspberry lemonade and oil slick, I believe is the color description. But I have in here Diamine lavender, which is they sent me a sample of it when I received this pen. And number one, it's an excellent match for the pen. And number two, it is a great purple. So I'm going to use that to write down my Bible verses. If if you are a person who is interested in Bible study and things like that, I have found it a really interesting thing to do, to look at the words in Proverbs for wisdom or knowledge, because, you know, in English, there's only a couple of words for these things, but in Hebrew, there are so many different words that depict so many different things. So that's what I've been doing. I just started my way through Proverbs, but during this time, I've been sort of looking at the different words and how it makes sense that, like, some of these words are referring to divine wisdom, and some of these words are referring to your own wisdom, i.e. the flawed wisdom of man. So that's what I've been doing as I've been working through Proverbs. Done writing those down, made a little oopsie, gonna just have to deal with that. The next thing that I'm going to write down is the weather for the week. Now, because it's Sunday, I do feel like I can trust the weatherman a few days out, so I'm going to do Monday through Thursday and leave it there. Let's see. Okay, so I'm looking at my little weather channel app here. Every single one of those days involves some sunshine. It's just gonna be more cloud than sunshine on Thursday. So, sunshine, 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 sunshine. All right, and then I come in here with my little cloud. That's almost exactly what it looks like on my Weather Channel app. Yay, go me. Now I'm going to write my temperatures. I think I'm going to bring in my Smeraldo, Leonardo, Momento, Magico, and I have Wearingeul Wayfarer in there. And actually, that's a shimmer ink, so I just roll it in between my hands to agitate that shimmer. I'm going to use that to write down the daily temperatures. Okay, and now it's time to write in my work schedule for the week. I'm gonna get that pulled up off to the side on my computer so that I don't miss anything. Okay, on Monday, actually, can't use that. Do you guys ever struggle with the idea of being able to use a ruler but also not smudging the crap out of everything that you write? Because that's what I'm struggling with right now. Forget it, we're just gonna have not straight lines. Okay, Monday I've got class and lab. Mondays are always a long day for me and I hate it. Then Tuesday I have lab and office hours. Wednesday, class, and then office hours. Thursday I have lab and office hours. Office hours. Lab, and then Friday, class, and then office hours. So I'm gonna label those here in a second, but I also need to put down a couple of these stickers because number one, I have a student that is taking an exam at 2 o'clock, and I'm gonna note that here as like an aside. And then I also have the honors convocation that I wrote down on the on my monthly calendar. That is at 5 o'clock on Thursday. Okay. Now that I have my little stickers, I'm gonna go in and label everything. Okay, this is everything that I've got for the week. I will probably end up adding some things. I usually do, and I also go back and do the weather. So anyways, this is the week of March 31st, and then of course we did the month of April because April 1st is on Tuesday. Thank you guys so much for joining me in this really long plan with me. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like this video. And if you're not already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss my next videos. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.